As part of our video documentary, we had to do some primary research for entertainment and sports in World War I at Shoreham Army Camp. And this involved us going to a local archive, and also with the archive, what was interesting too is we actually got to learn how to preserve and look after documents, and also we got to get some photocopies and scans of some documents, as well as just kind of learning how to handle these documents which are 100 years old, as well as going to a history museum, doing some first-hand primary research such as metal detecting. And for this we went to this place called Happy Valley, and this involved us basically meeting some archaeologists.
But Luke was over there, who's just tested some of this area to see the sort of background data we might find. He's found this. This is a drill 303 cartridge. It was never intended to be live. It has holes drilled into the side here to show that it was not live. And the reason these were created was so that chaps in the camp could train with simulated live cartridges. They could load their rifles, dismantle their rifles, all that sort of stuff here in this area.
Oh, I know what it is. It's a picture hook.
It's a rifle.
Look at that caterpillar.
It's a
rifle.
Right there.
It's a picture hook. So that goes, in old houses you get the rail at the top, that hooks over it, and it comes up the other side. There's a find. I don't think they had picture rails inside the huts though. That's what I feared.
Oh, there's that button. Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, it's legit.
Here's a legit button.
Ooh.
That's what they would have had on their shirts. So yeah, that could easily be First World War.
Fine.
There you go.
Pass it around.
And so these guys are over here where all the huts are down there. So there's a YMCA, and then they've actually marked it out there. So we reckon across the lane there would be a miniature rifle range.
Found some interesting finds such as roofing, horseshoes. We also found this button from Africa.
That is this is a high explosive one. This is different type. This is smoke. So that's, and you can see that would have been thin metal, thin steel around the edge, but it's really bulked out with the igniting material.
But it hasn't gone off, has it? I mean,
it has gone off. Yes, it has.
It has.
Yeah, that has.
Yeah, but you're supposed to take this off, aren't you?
There's an apple tree there.
On the HE ones, yes, because this has a different type of detonator.
Right,
Yes.
I see. Yeah.
So they have this little impact piece on top.
Ah.
So when it lands,
Excellent.
I'm ready.
So yeah, that is signal, smoke signal,
Brilliant.
grenade, mortar.
Excellent.
On the 15th of February 1917, the Town Council approved a joint arrangement with 3 military bands stationed at Aldershot: the 2nd Dragoon Guards, the 5th Dragoon Guards and the 11th Hussars. This is from the recommendation of the Music and Entertainment Committee. Each band had 21 performers and were performing over 11 weeks, 2 weeks each. The total cost for this was £770. In today's date, that would cost just around £60,000.
Known professionally as Bombardier Billy Wells, William Thomas Wells was a British and British Empire heavyweight boxing champion for 8 years from 1911 to 1919, and was also the first heavyweight to win the Lonsdale belt. He was also an actor known as the infamous Gong Man from the J. Arthur Rank film organisation. He also boxed and trained troops at Shoreham Army Camp. He grew up in Mile End, which eventually became part of Stepney in the East End of London. In 1906, following the death of his father, Wells joined the army as a gunner in the Royal Artillery. He then had his first professional fight on the 8th of June 1910 against gunner Joe Mill. He carried on fighting after the start of the Great War, but in May 1915 he volunteered for military service in the Welsh Regiment, which he eventually became sergeant. He carried on boxing throughout 1915 and 16, where he took part in a boxing match that was held in the chalk pit at the Shoreham Army Camp for the entertainment of the troops. This was considered a big event for his time. It is thought that Billy Wells spent time organising physical training for the troops from the camp before being sent to France in 1917 to do the same thing there. Wells carried on boxing until 1925, where he hung up his gloves and called it a day.